As you guys know, I like rare and unusual transistor radios, and I also like transistor radios that were made in the USA. These two radios meet at least two of those criteria. They're a pair of Radio-Mite radios, which were built by the Western Electronics Company in Glassboro, New Jersey. As you can see, I've got a nice pair of these radios. I had never seen another example before prior to seeing the auction for these, so I bought the lot. They did not come cheaply, unfortunately, so I'll probably end up selling one of them. Currently leaning towards keeping the red one, but I'll have to think about that a bit. The back says Western Electronics Co. Inc., Made in USA, patent pending, Radio-Mite copyrighted. Actually, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Radio-Mite should be a trademark, not a copyright, since that's a brand name. Now, unfortunately, neither of these radios seems to work correctly, so I'm just going to dive right into opening up the case, because I think that will be of interest. You'll notice there's no coin slot on this radio, but it opened pretty easily with my fingernail. There's no model label on the inside of the radio, and it looks like there never was one. I don't see any glue residue, and there was no instructions in either box. Unfortunately, the one box is missing the lid. The box did provide some information on what this sold for, though. $24 and probably 99 cents. The rest of that label is gone. That would have been a little over $200 back when this radio was made, which from the components seems to have been 1959 or possibly 1960. You can see it's a 4-transistor radio. Only 2 of them are clearly marked. This one more clearly than the other. That one's marked GT222, which indicates the General Transistor Company. The other transistor is a Raytheon 2N483, the date code of 909, which would be the 9th week of 1959. And this one is date coded 816, which would be the 16th week of 1958. You can see this transistor is just painted solid black, but I can see GT is kind of like an raised area on the top there. So this was like a junk transistor from that company. I don't know about this one here that's turned sideways. The wiring is kind of haphazard. You can see there's a lot of stuff that's almost touching either other component leads or like the metal cases of things. I don't know what battery this thing actually took, unfortunately. I had to kind of look at the circuit to try and figure out what even the polarity was. I marked it with a little red and black marker dot there, just for future reference. Someone on the Antique Radio forums posted a picture of another American-made radio that has a similar battery holder, and that one was designed for a 6.4 volt mercury battery. You can see there's an indent on either side, so I think it may have taken that same battery. And these two caps here are rated for only 6 volts, and this one here is rated for 12. So it's at least possible. I tried the radio on 4.2 volts in case it took one of those batteries. That didn't really produce much in the way of even static. Once I brought it up to 9, it started drawing a little bit too much current. My power supply is current limited though, so that doesn't really hurt anything. In any case, it doesn't work, and I would suspect that these two so-called fallout transistors are part of that problem, because I only get white noise. And the same goes for this other one here. You'll notice that the dial has no civil defense marks, which is unusual for an American-made transistor radio built prior to 1963, when the Conrad system ended. One slightly clever thing about the case is that it's got cutouts on either side for the earphone jack, so you can't force it on the wrong way and chip the case. The case design of these sets is actually one of the main things that attracted me to them. A lot of off-brand transistor radios are fairly ugly, but I think these have a very attractive minimalist design, shaped kind of like a bar of soap. But the real interesting thing is the rounded edges all the way around. This would have fit quite comfortably in a shirt pocket, unlike many other transistor radios made in the 50s, which had hard corners that would have dug into you. Who knows why these didn't sell very well? Maybe they were only made for a short time, or production cost more than they were selling for. If any of you have any information on this interesting pair of radios, I'd love to hear it. There doesn't really seem to be much of anything available online. Well, thanks for watching.